What is good, Trap More gang? Today, I'm going to do something a little bit strange. Something that's kind of going to hurt my feelings a little bit, if I'm honest with you guys. It's been a while since this happened. I've gotten over it a little bit, but I feel like it's time to pick open an old scab, tear open an old wound, throw some salt in there, and give you guys some entertainment at my expense, because today we are going to be looking at a complex article trashing me. But it's a complex article that not only trashed me, but also snaked me. A guy reached out to me under false pretenses, told me that he was going to write a story about me, I guess. I don't know, I must have been gassed thinking that he was actually like a fan. He sent me a few questions via email. He didn't tell me that this was going to be an article attacking me and trashing me. I thought that this was a nice guy. So I wrote him out some long, thought out answers, really carefully and considered, thinking about things that I would want to get across. This was my opportunity to speak and use Complex as a mouthpiece. Complex Media, the company that I've looked up to so much, that Mark Echo fucking got off the ground and all that shit. But you know what? Bunch of fucking wankers, that's what I'm gonna say, because this guy, he completely took what I said out of context. I'm not even gonna give the guy who wrote the article the satisfaction or the clout of saying who the fuck they are, because fuck them. Fucking giant ad for alcohol over this whole shit. I can't even... Inside the world of rap's investigative YouTubers. YNW Melly, the syrup-voiced rapper behind the viral hit Murder on My Mind, was arrested in February 2019. On May 31st, the Trap Geek YouTube channel uploaded a video entitled YNW Melly, The Answers Are Coming to Light. That video has more than 1 million views so far and is an example of a growing subset of YouTube that's part hip-hop history and part investigative reporting, sifting through the internet's endless hours of rap-related content to cover the genre's past and present. Shout out Trap Geek one time. Yeah, we sift through hours and hours. Endless is correct. It's endless hours. You could look forever. It's Joe Budden. It's like Joe Budden used to say at the start of his show, there is a constant need to decode the culture, and that's facts. That's what we're doing out here. But the blog format has become mostly obsolete, with younger audiences favoring social media and video content for news consumption. Blog posts about new releases have been replaced by playlists and networks like Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, aiming to keep users on their platform, making it harder to drive traffic outside the website. You've kind of not really got it here, because the blog format isn't obsolete. It's being run by people like DJ Academics and Adam22, who aren't mentioned in this article, because this guy seems to be really focused on just like himself and shitting on me and Trap Geek for the benefit of Complex. He's clearly talking about Complex here, making it harder to drive traffic out to outside websites like Complex. People don't want to go to fucking Complex to read this shit. They don't want to click out of a place that they already are to go to Complex to read a bunch of, frankly, badly written work about what's going on. People want a good bit of video content. What's wrong with that? Outside of these more well-known publications, other channels have found large audiences with the kind of videos more akin to the content found on platforms like Reddit, 4chan, or video game console parties. What video content is made on 4chan? Some of the largest channels dealing with rap news are run anonymously, with little regard for accountability or the traditional standards that come with running a news publication. Oh, and he's put that in bold as well, just to really drive it home. Little regard for accountability. Well, you, sir, have the lowest fucking standards in the world, because I sent you a whole bunch of stuff that you didn't fucking put in the article. But let's keep going. Trap Geek's content is a standard for the investigative rap YouTuber space. His videos, like most others in this lane, feature a hodgepodge of news clips. I like that, hodgepodge. Such a, discredit to the amount of work that Trap Geek puts into finding clips, sourcing clips, actually finding the information. I mean, I gotta hand it to Trap Geek. Some of the information that he gets, he's a lot more concerned with going for primary sources, actually speaking to people, getting in touch with people that are in jail or people that are actually been involved. He's saying that he respects his audience enough to give them all the information that he can possibly give them and let them make their mind up. But apparently, according to this fucking knobhead, some of the largest channels are run anonymously with little regard to accountability, except for Trap Geek, who actually is making the effort to give the audience as much info as they can, as much info as he possibly can, so they can make their mind up from an informed perspective. The channel's first video told the story of No Jumper podcast host Adam22 getting robbed twice in 3 days and was only 4 minutes long, amassing 529,000 views. As if the length of the video somehow determines its values and how many views that it's worthy of. It was only 4 minutes and it amassed a whopping 500,000. Fuck off, doesn't matter. It could be 1 minute, it could be 10 seconds. You want to talk about how many views things get on TikTok? His process for making videos starts with basic research. I like how he's had to quote it, because the guy that's written this article is not familiar with basic research, clearly. At no point in the protest does he attempt to speak to the parties involved or get primary sources. Bollocks. Yes, he does. I know he does, because I know him personally. I've spoken to him, and I've watched his videos where he has said he's spoken to this person, he's got this info, he's found this out. You can't share stories without the proper background checks to see if news sources are legitimate. You can actually self-verify by just checking multiple sources and finding a trustworthy source that confirms the facts. I don't need to call up Coach the Ghost. I don't need to get a Ouija board out and speak to Pop Smoke and confirm his fucking thoughts on something. Bruh, these guys are trying to get me to drink fucking Cuban rum like a motherfucker. Traplaw Ross is another YouTube channel that focuses on hip-hop stories, citing itself as a hip-hop historian. The channel videos feature its host Ross. No, I'm Traplaw Ross, it's my channel. Ross's channel has almost 500,000 subs. Gang, shout out every single one of those subs. Appreciate your support. Over the past year, 20 videos from the outlet have passed 1 million views. We probably beat that now. Gang, and that's made possible by you legends. Now look, here we go. Here's the thing, yeah? I spoke to this guy via email. He sent me a bunch of questions. He didn't say that he was on some character assassination. He just told me, I'm writing an article about you. Can you answer these questions? Sent me quite a lot of questions. I sent very, very considered responses. He took what he wanted. He ignored stuff that contradicts some of his allegations about me. Ever since I was 9 years old, I aspired to rap, Ross says via email about why he started the channel. That's not why I started the channel. It's not what I said in response to the question of why I started the channel. As the years went by, I got older. I found myself feeling less and less that being a rapper was a realistic project. So instead I got into filmmaking, shooting rap videos for local acts in the south of England and London. After several attempts at growing his audience, he found that detailing the most popular historical and news topics in hip hop got the most attention. So he pivoted to focusing on those. See here where the quote ends, yeah? Here's where the quote ends. So instead I got into filmmaking and shooting rap videos. And now here he's taken giant liberties with what I've said. After several attempts at growing his audience, he found that detailing more popular, it's not really what happened, right? It's actually, I started speaking about the genre that I love and I've been passionate about since I was 9, and it just so happens that people liked hearing me talk about what I love. This guy's painting me as a culture vulture. He tried to grow his audience, but then he realized hip-hop was the way to go, got the most attention, so he did that. I do the research so they don't have to, and I try to be as meticulous as possible to get as close to the truth as one possibly can with internet research. But internet research has its limits without verification. It's like pulling from Wikipedia or fan forums and packaging it from an outsider's perspective. No, you fucking knobhead. Talk to Bellingcat. Go Google it now and Google Bellingcat, and you'll actually know how a real journalist works in 2021. Very often I'm on Wikipedia, I read a fact about a rapper, scroll down to the bottom, I try and read the citation, and it's gone. So I know that's cap. Look how much heavy lifting this like is doing. Now here's something that's interesting, right? Because he's painting me as a culture vulture. What I will say is that when he sent me those questions, something that I really made clear in that was, look, I don't want people to think I'm a culture vulture. I don't do videos just about violence and crimes. I've done videos about Rihanna running a makeup empire. I've done videos about Kendrick Lamar meeting President Barack Obama and working on initiatives to improve things for young people in the inner cities. Didn't want to talk about that, did he? No. Apparently, these videos are potentially insidious. So Ross believes he sidesteps this because he doesn't consider himself a news source. No, I don't consider myself a news platform. I consider myself a historian with more responsibility than a news platform. I think most of the news is garbage because they're rushing, they're quickly dashing together shit without actually getting the facts right. No disrespect to most people that do the news, but it's not always the most quality content. It's not polished. My work's polished and verified. The history that drives most views to Traplaw Ross's channel is mostly around violence. Among the most popular videos on the channel, how DaBaby killed a guy in Walmart legally, why YNW Melly did a school shooting at age 16, why people think Drake killed XXXTentacion. Second most popular video on my channel, and it was when he wrote this shitty article, how Rick Ross bankrupted 50 Cent. Does it sound like violence to me? 3.6 million views on... But that's no violence. Eminem's mum sued him for $10 million. Charlamagne the God got beaten up. That's violence, to be fair. Quite a good video, that. Check that out if you haven't. Why Tay-K got 55 years for the race. Sure, you can say that's violence, but I think this is actually like quite an important story about a young man that got caught up in the wrong kind of life and paid the consequences. If you watch this video to the end, you'll see that this is actually like a cautionary tale for like other people coming through. You want to talk about, oh, my video's about violence? People are interested in it, but there's plenty of other stuff they're interested in too. Ethical guidelines and journalistic integrity don't equate to views, and these newer channels with nimble response times, sensationalized title, and less regard for proper sourcing, fact-checking, and legal clearance of borrowed content are rising fast. Ethical guidelines and journalistic integrity don't equate to views, clearly, because you're not getting many views or clicks, and you have zero ethical guidelines or journalistic integrity, because this is an absolute hatchet job. These newer channels with nimble response times, do you know how long it takes me to churn a video out? I wish I could fucking make a video as soon as something goes down. But I don't, because I have to verify. Mate, I cite my sources. Go and watch any of my videos. The majority of the time, it will say in the corner where I got my fucking info from, right? Less regard for proper sourcing. Mate, you had a primary source and you fucked it up. This guy's talking about, oh, anonymous YouTubers, they don't have accountability. The majority of the video, you're looking at my ugly mug. right? Go back and look at my content. You will realize that I'm actually I don't show you something unless it is journalistically relevant and covered under fair use. Advertisement in the videos are nothing new. Adam22 of No Jumper frequently introduces sponsored products in his interview, but the lack of transparency in these newer channels makes it unclear of what's paid promo and what's isn't. He didn't even mention my 6 sponsors where I fucking shell it down and rap. I fucking work for my money, and it's never unclear what's paid promo. Anytime I got a sponsor, the video starts with a fucking disclosure. This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Shout out my editor Camille, who's usually voicing them, legend, with that BBC British voice swag. But the irony of this guy shitting on me for taking sponsors on my videos, and I'm being sold fucking Havana Club tropical spice. This guy wants to talk to me about journalistic integrity, does he? Anyway, the channel as it exists and as people love it simply wouldn't be viable if the videos weren't monetized. Same way the news industry has only been able to survive for centuries based on news companies building a large audience through hard-hitting journalism, with advertisers funding the pursuit of that journalism. Now, I'm glad he did put that quote in, because that is facts. That seemed to go straight over his stupid head. Here we go. Here we're on The Guardian, all right? So already, I haven't even seen any news yet, and I've got 2 adverts. And they want me to support the party, and the PayPal and the Visa logo's there. Look at this fuck shit, right? You want to talk about me talking about gang shit? This is what Daily Mail are fucking doing. And it's adverts for lights. You know I'm trying to get lights for the studio, you know. But like, look, it's adverts. It's ads for lights. You know, oh, let's get some they're advertising outdoor sandals to me next to an article about abuse. A lot of these people want to capitalize on that, but they don't actually want to do the work that journalists know is necessary. They want to get a quick fix. I film them. I'm in them. I fucking edit them. It's a lot of work. But apparently, people that don't know how to do it, they don't really want to do the work journalists know is necessary. This knobhead says, sitting back from his armchair at Complex HQ, probably doesn't really need to fucking hustle every week to get his rent paid. That was the end. It's been a while since I've read this bullshit, you know. That's it. That's the end. That's the end of the article. They want to get a quick fix. They don't know what they're doing. He's a trash journalist. I gotta say, this really hurt my feelings because I'd never really spoken to a journalist before this, and this guy reached out to me, and I respect Complex. It's an organisation I've always looked up to. And he snaked me. I gave him much more detailed responses. He didn't. I thought he was interviewing me. It was just going to be a Traplaw Ross Complex interview. I'm not going to cap. I actually set aside a lot of my time in the day to give this guy good responses. To the guy that wrote the article, I'm going hard on you because this really upset me. Like, this really hurt my feelings, and it made me realise how fucked this legacy media is, because that's what they are. Legacy media. That is why Complex are out here desperate to get a goat like DJ Academics on their platform. And they fucked it up because they fumbled the bag when they lose people like that. And they fucking fired Joe Budden. I won't say fuck Complex because I still have like a shred of respect for Complex, and clearly they're getting that Havana Club bag is what it is. What do you guys think, man? Do you think that Complex fucked me over? Do you think that maybe I'm just being a little bit too sensitive? I can take the criticism. If you think I'm just being too sensitive, let me know down below as well. But, you know, I don't make content for those people. I make content for you guys. I make content for the people that don't have time to learn about every fucking thing that's happened to Lil Durk in his life. But they love Durk's music, and they want to know more of what's going on, but they haven't got time for it. I care more about your criticism than this knobhead. So, thanks so much for watching this video. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Appreciate your support. For real, I love you guys. And thank you so much, of course, to the patrons who support this channel. I've been Trap Ross. Peace out.